With the release of Dying Light 2 coming up pretty quickly, I decided to sit down and discuss what exactly made the original so successful. How did this little zombie game defy expectations and generate an engaged community that will continue to play for years and still do to this day? Now this video will be broken down into a couple of sections, starting from parkour, gameplay, content, community, and lastly, Dying Light 2. But before we begin, we need to really analyze how this game came into fruition, and it all starts by heading back to 2013. With one of the earliest trailers that we received for Dying Light, Run Boy Run. Now, Techland was always one to push these CGI trailers that give you a little glimpse of what the world is like. It's one of their biggest reasons their previous series, Dead Island, gained so much traction. To this day, many commenters and people in the community consider this Dead Island trailer to be one of the best trailers of all time. And they're not wrong, it truly is very emotionally driven, and it hits home for a lot of zombie fans at a time where zombie games were just starting to become mainstream. You had video games like Black Ops, Black Ops 2, The Last of Us, Left 4 Dead that were pretty much the forerunners of the zombie genre. And then that Dying Light trailer drops and already the memories are starting to kick in. First off, if you get any catchy song in your trailer that fits the overall vibe of what you're going for, your product will 100% be successful, and that is exactly what occurred here. I remember joking about this song and making memes to my friends just because of our exposure to this game. I mean, like sometimes we would see someone running down the street, we'd look at each other and say, I'm telling you, if people associate a song with your trailer, you did it right, because now every time they hear that song, they think of your game. And with this song, all footage in the trailer gave us a taste of what to expect, and it led to a mystery behind what this game truly was. It told us just enough to keep us wondering, but led to a lot of speculation that turned out to be true. 4-player co-op, zombies, parkour, modded weapons, all made from the creators of Dead Island? I'm in. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that it had a catchy slogan as well? Good night, good luck. Truly great marketing at its finest to kick off the success of this game. And from here, all the way to 2015, people were on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what was coming. And then, January 26th, 2015 happened. The release of Dying Light.
You sure you're up for this?
We previously mentioned that zombie games during this time were mainly Black Ops, The Last of Us, Left 4 Dead. Those were just a couple. There are certainly loads of zombie games that I can't even begin to mention all of them. But you know what most of them had in common? Take a look at this clip. Or this one. Or even this one. Did you get it yet? It's one thing: restricted movement. You were limited in where to go, and more importantly, how you could do it. Sure, some games would spice things up here and there, but they were more or less the same. Very grounded, very limited, and almost no verticality at all. That is until a little game called Dying Light came along, that in my opinion, completely changed how we look at movement systems in gaming and defined expectations in the zombie genre. A user in my Discord spoke very highly of the parkour system, and they put together words that speak volume of what this game meant to them, and I just had to share it. It was probably the most unique zombie game I've ever played, which still holds up now. The parkour was really good, it went well with the environment, the moves that utilized both parkour and combat was really fun and new. He's right, it was unique. It came out at a time where zombie games were flooding the market, but very little had much to offer in terms of changing how we exactly played them. And that's not dismissing the quality or the stories that were told from other games. Some are even considered masterpieces. But what Dying Light offered was something new, refreshing, that we have never seen before in this genre. The parkour is the meat and potatoes of this game. Without parkour, you do not have Dying Light. And once you pair parkour with other elements of the game, things start to naturally fall into place and work together perfectly. You have the opportunity to determine how you want to play. If you want to clear a street of infected with nothing but your fists, you can do that. If you want to traverse through the city, leap off of cars, jump off of mountains, throw your body into a pile of blue garbage bags, you have the freedom to do just that. The parkour is key, and once you start introducing the arsenal of various weapons, blueprints, swords, knives that you have available at your disposal, you create countless opportunities for mindless fun to occur. You can fight infected with chicken sticks, Excalibur, electric guitars, you name it. Techland had fun with this game, which is something that a lot of developers leave behind as time goes on. I mean, you know they had fun when they're creating Easter eggs like this or this. That really goes to show the quality and care that they put into this game in trying to make it an enjoyable experience for all players. And that quote right there will play an important role again in a later section. On top of all of this, an added bonus to this all is that you can play it with friends, up to 3 other friends once you beat the tutorial mission. An open world parkour zombie game that you can play with your friends was something unheard of at the time that this game launched, and it's still one of a kind to this day. Another big reason why the project was so successful was Techland themselves. We have already stated some aspects of their contribution, but what also really ensured this game's longevity was the post-launch content. For nearly 7 years, this game is still being supported with DLCs, community events, and tons more. Fans strive for this level of commitment from any video game developer. And if you're familiar with this channel, I bring up Marvel Avengers a lot to go and bully. That game was basically abandoned for content while fans were desperately calling out for anything. And for months, they heard no update. While Techland is out here giving content that no one asked for. I don't think anybody had Dying Light and a Rust crossover event in 2021 on their bingo card. Lastly, on top of everything I just stated, the game also has a story paired with lots of memorable and funny moments. I think everyone can remember their first encounterment with the volatiles and how they felt, how empty and eerie that feeling was that was settling in with you. Techland did a massive good job at understanding what environment and reality to push for within this genre. But what makes Dying Light work wonderfully is the unscripted encounterments that you run into as you play. And what also furthered the success of this game was the value that they saw in their community. Appreciating their feedback and support really goes a long way. Trust me, it means a lot. There are developers who do the exact opposite of this. Which leads us to our next section that occurred from 2015 to now with the community. Techland's active support paired very well with the game's community. It's no secret, but if you give people reasons to play your game, people will play your game. It's unheard of, I know. And with the constant involvement and relationship between the two, Dying Light started to become more and more special to people. This game had something for everyone. It meant something. Whether it was a recommendation, enjoying the ragdolls, the co-op, Easter eggs, the soundtrack, the gore and dismemberment. Okay, that was a little pretty sus. But there was something for everybody, especially when the game was brilliantly crafted to hit different moods and tones. You never really knew what to expect when you went around a corner, whether it was something silly or something daunting. Your emotions surrounding the game will surely shift in different scenarios. I mean, obviously, if you played this game for over 100 hours, your viewpoint with this will change in that regard, but early on, you felt the tension and emotional shifts. But back to it, when this game dropped out of nowhere, it blew everybody by surprise and many fans gravitated towards it. Time was probably the best thing for this game. Word of mouth really helped with it as well. It wasn't super popular at the time of its release. It was extremely underrated. And you remember that quote that I said earlier? The quality and care they put into this game in trying to make it an enjoyable experience for all players. That leads me to what the community manager did in 2020 to 2021. Years ago, I've started contacting people who left a negative review for Dying Light. I did my best to help them out with any problems they had. My goal, reached 95% positive reviews on Steam. And today, it's done. And right now, Dying Light currently sits at an overwhelmingly positive review on Steam, which any AAA developer desires to have for their game. And take what the community manager did. Talking to your community, asking what their issues were and how to learn from it from a developer standpoint is going above and beyond. What Monkman did here benefited the current state of Dying Light and future projects such as Dying Light 2. And this also helped build that connection even stronger between developer and player, which in result leads to a much more engaged community. When the community feels engaged, they will feel that the developers are more receptive to hearing feedback, and Techland's actions go alongside that claim. Most recently, Techland has come out to state in a recent interview the value that their fans add, and to not be afraid to write them as they are watching all the time. And I mean, if that's the case, hi Techland, how's it going? But now, with all of this information, with everything that we have stated so far, trailer drops, the game comes out, content is given to us for years, developers are learning every day from their community. How does this affect Dying Light 2? Now let's go and take a look at the present. Throughout the years, people are very vocal as to what this game means to them. People have exclaimed the special place that it holds. I only went over a couple, but there are hundreds more reasons as to why this game was so special in the first place. The success of Dying Light would not have been possible without Dead Island, and more importantly, you. Things that Techland has learned about, such as what worked and what didn't work, was passed along with every new title that they shipped. When Techland moved on from Dead Island, they had full control and creative freedom as to how to proceed with Dying Light, and they capitalized heavily on making improvements from their previous titles. And while this video spent a lot of time praising Techland and why Dying Light was a success, that does not mean that flaws do not exist. There are certainly flaws and weaker portions of the game. A not so compelling story, a ramper hacker and cheater PvP mode at this time are some examples. Human combat was another one as well. But the thing that Dying Light did such a magnificent job at was creating opportunities for mindless fun, and that helped overshadowed some of the flaws. And the big question, how does this affect Dying Light 2? Well, most of the concerns from the original have been addressed. Human combat has been reworked, the grappling hook is now more realistic and grounded, parkour has been improved on, and there are countless more improvements. The story is already a much bolder choice than what it was in the original. I mean, building the foundation of your game based on player choice is going to add even more uniqueness to an already different experience that players aren't used to. With the introduction of stealth as well, paragliders, and much more, players are having more opportunities for creating fun. Techland is like, here are the tools, have at it, which is another reason why it worked so well in the original. And as time goes on, the community gets bigger and stronger and allows for more chances for feedback to be heard. The creator pool has grown immensely since the first game, and it will continue to do so as we move forward, especially at release. And to really go and bring all of this together, the success of the original really started with that trailer. Dying Light dropped out of nowhere afterwards and offered a unique experience, especially during the time of a very bland zombie game market. The game worked so well because it didn't take itself too seriously, it just gave you the tools on how you want to play, which a lot of games nowadays like to restrict. Rather than letting you decide the path, you are forced to go down one. With Dying Light, you can pick which direction, how fast you wanted to go to it, who you went with, and with what. And moving forward, the future of Dying Light is only going to get better. And speaking for myself, the original was so special to me because it led to everything of where I'm at now. It helped me connect to hundreds, and in some cases, even thousands of amazing community members. Even when you guys are monks, you have still contributed a lot to me. And it all happened because we had a shared interest of a little zombie parkour game. I know this happens with many other games out there, but in a way, it truly does feel like home. And with all of that said, that about wraps up today's video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye bye.